car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you.
Welcome back to Gabe Herman All Star Sports. I'm your host, Gabe Herman. We're joined by co-host Rob. Rob, how are you doing today?
Good. I know you want to talk about the Browns and your feelings on what's going on with the Browns. So let's get to it.
Yes, as you all probably know, yesterday, the Cleveland Browns decided to trade 3 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a fifth-round pick for Texans quarterback DeShaun Watson, and they paid him a 4-year, $230 million contract, all guaranteed. And I would normally be excited. He's a great quarterback, but I would normally be excited about this type of thing. But I'm not, because 22 women have come forward and filed lawsuits against DeShaun Watson for sexual misconduct. Now, the real reason why teams are signing him or still going after him right now is because he is cleared of all criminal charges, but he still faces discipline from the NFL and civil lawsuits. Frankly, I think the Browns front office is a joke for this. And because I think, what happens if DeShaun didn't sign with the Browns, and then you have a horrible relationship with Baker and just DeShaun Watson. I think 22 women have come forward. I think there is a little, I don't know, really. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not really smart about these type of things, but in my opinion, I think when 22 women come forward, I think he's guilty on some sort of level. So I'm not happy about this, and I think the Browns handled this really poorly, Rob.
Yeah, I hear you. And I know that I see you wearing your Baker Mayfield jersey. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you feel about Baker Mayfield
I feel we didn't give him it's a little bit emotional for me, but I feel we didn't give him a shot. I mean, his rookie season was good. He led us to the playoffs. We almost beat the Chiefs. And last year he played through a ton of injuries. We did not give him a real shot. And I just have something I would like to say to Baker. Baker, all of the Browns fans, we love you so much. We will never forget you. You're always going to be in our hearts. Thank you for leading us out of this dark tunnel and into the light. And we all appreciate you so much.
Yeah, well said. And as far as DeShaun Watson goes, I hear you. It sounds like what you're struggling with is there's the football side of things, which can be potentially exciting to have a quarterback with the talent of DeShaun Watson. And then there's the human side of it, which it seems like the Browns didn't particularly handle this well on a bunch of levels. It seems like the Browns fan base is pretty divided on how to feel about this. I think, again, as you said, no criminal charges and you're innocent until proven guilty, but 22 women coming forward in these civil suits continuing. Do the Browns really need this type of distraction?
I don't think anybody needs this type of, I don't think anybody should sign him.
Yeah, and it's not only, and that's the football side, right? Do they need that distraction? On the human side, and look, I'm a Bengals fan, right? I know that you and I fight it out in good fun every year between the Browns and the Bengals. So I don't have a dog in this fight, but I do think on a human level, I feel very unsure of what it's like to have this kind of controversy following you around. And I really feel for the Browns fan base, people that follow the Browns for a long time, like you're 13, but you've been following them since you were very, very young, and you're the only member of the family to be a Browns fan and have really followed them with a passion. And I can tell you're kind of struggling with how to feel about this.
I would just like to say, before, I respected Andrew Berry as a person and as a general manager, but I have lost all respect for him and for the front office.
I'm sorry to hear that. And look, do I hope DeShaun Watson didn't do anything wrong? Of course. But it's a tricky one, and you have to listen when
especially like giving him $230 million all guaranteed.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Well, two questions really.
Yeah.
One, what's your guess on what the NFL discipline may look like? And secondly, what do you think turned around? Because it sounded like DeShaun Watson didn't want to come. Was it all about the money for him, the guaranteed money? So those are the two questions I have for you.
For the first question, I have no idea what the NFL discipline is going to be. I'm just going to be very frank there. I have no idea. And for your second question, I think it was frankly all about the money. The Browns were willing, it's a $48 million raise from his latest contract. And I just feel it was all about the money for him. Like, why else would he decide the Browns, the first team out of the race, for him, and then he would just suddenly decide to sign with them? I really think it's all about the money for him.
So, okay, and that's fair, and I agree with you. And I think there will be some form of discipline. Look, if I can't remember the player's name that just got suspended for a year for betting on his own team.
Oh, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. So if that's a year suspension, and I don't know how it works with the contract, is the money, I assume that if he's suspended, that the Browns aren't on the hook for that piece of the suspension. But regardless, it would seem to me there'll be some form of discipline given the history of how players have been disciplined. So now the biggest question, you're a diehard Browns fan, you're wearing your Baker Mayfield jersey. We both wish Baker Mayfield well, wherever he goes next. Certainly
Yes.
not perfect quarterback. And, I know there were issues this past year, although I guess to your point, the prior year when he led into the playoffs, his QBR was in the top 10 in the league. So there's potential there. I think he'll land on his feet. But how do you feel about cheering for the Browns this year? Are you still a diehard Browns fan? What when football season rolls around in the fall, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna have to take some time and just really digest this. I think it's just a lot to take in, and I frankly didn't think the Browns could ever do like something like this, but they did, and I just don't know where to go next. But I'm gonna figure it out by football season.
Good. Well, good luck.
But one thing for sure,
yeah.
I'll never be a Bengals fan.
And I'll never be a Browns fan. I do like the Browns. I want them to win over the Steelers or Ravens in the AFC North. And I like the Browns, but I'm a Bengals guy, and I'll see you in the Super Bowl next year.
Thank you guys all so much for watching Gabe Herman All Star Sports.
From a gun, I need you to